but there can be no single force that can run the world on its own, prescribing what should be done to everybody, how everyone should breathe. There were some attempts of that, but they all failed. At the same time, one should note that many of the so-called many believe that the so-called liberal world order was acceptable or even convenient. Well, yes, hierarchy would limit the capability of those who are not at the top of the pyramid of the food chain, if you permit me. But still, at the same time, they reside at the food, but still that would lift a big chunk of responsibility from them. Just the rules are as follows: just accept the set of conditions, fit into the system, and you receive your dues and be happy, think of nothing. Others will think and make decisions instead of you. No matter what they say, no matter what they use as pretexts, that was the case, and the experts in this room know that. Some people were conceited enough to believe that they can admonish everybody. Others played up to the strong ones, being obedient, bargaining chip and item in trade, avoiding problems, and receiving their small perks. And now in the old world in Europe, we have a lot of such politicians left still. Those who were not in agreement, tried to uphold their interests, were considered kind of weirdos, to put it mildly, and they were told nothing will come out of that, and so you are nothing against our power, an empty spot. The most recalcitrant ones were educated by the self-proclaimed grandees, and without any scruples, and resistance was useless, they said. That did not result in anything good. Not a single global problem was resolved. At the same time, still new and new problems keep piling up. The global governance institutions created in the past either don't operate and work properly or have lost their efficiency to a huge extent. No matter what capability or potential a single country might have, any power has its limits. And in Russia we know that there is a proverb saying, might makes right. However, there may be a stronger might. There always can be a stronger might. You know, this is the gist of the global developments. There may always be a stronger might. Attempts to control everything around oneself would result in overstraining and overload, and that would impact the internal stability, weaken the internal stability, giving rise to legitimate questions among the nationals of those countries who tried to act as grandees. You know, some time ago I heard similar things from our American colleagues who said that we acquired the world but we lost America. I just want to ask a question. Was it worth it? And have they acquired anything at all? The leading Western European societies are now seeing repulsion of the excessive ambitions of the political leadership. The barometer shows that the establishment doesn't want to cede power, and they have been engaged in direct deception of their nationals, trying to use ploys and that are legal borderline cases or are beyond the law. You know, turning democratic election procedures into a farce and manipulating the will of their people is something that they cannot keep doing forever. And that has been happening in many countries. I will not be specific. In some countries, they're trying to prohibit or ban their political opponents who have been acquiring more legitimacy and trust among the voters. We saw this movie in the Soviet times. We had it in the USSR. Just recall the song by Vygotsky, "The military parade was prohibited. Everything will be prohibited shortly. The prohibitions won't work." And the will of the people is simple. Let the leadership cater to the needs and the living standards of the people, not chasing chimeras, the United States, where the bottom-up sentiment of the people led to radical change of the political vector, is a vivid example, and these examples can be contagious. The subordination of the majority to minority that is typical